Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Emillions Art. This is our second episode of Virtually Emillions Art. I'm here today with a guest by the name of Jane Peccarelli. Jane is a wonderful local artist, and I mean local in the sense that she's here during season, and she's from Texas. So today we're here to talk about a couple of different things. Jane was part of our Living Art series. And she is an experienced artist. She's going to talk a little bit about her history and her evolution in art. And then some exciting news about our auction platform and what's coming up. And so I'm going to now turn over the mic to Jane. Jane, welcome. And I'm excited to have you.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Jane, I want to kind of dive right in here. Can you just give me a little bit of your background in art and art history?
Yes. I have been drawing and painting really my entire life. In probably about 25 years ago, I started painting murals, though, and I did that both commercially and residentially. So my favorites to paint actually were the nurseries. I loved painting children's rooms, and they were just so much fun. After that, I started painting on canvases, and I wanted to expand my understanding of art and painting. And I studied under Lapneau, who is classically trained in France. And so I studied with him in Texas and also in the south of France for several months. And he really taught me there how to use, how to make my own canvases and boards, which I think really help bring out the beauty in that art, because everything starts with the structure. He also taught me really the art of painting and using oils and different techniques. So I really enjoyed my time.
Did he start you in the, in a process of more detail type, classically trained technique, or was it a more kind of impressionistic style?
Well, it was both. So he really taught me Flemish style. So I was trying to paint very detailed, but without the proper tools, like the proper paintbrushes, really painting with the oils can give you a totally different look if that's what you're looking for than like acrylic paint. And so that's what he's taught me. And also, when I was in France, I did a lot of impressionistic art also. It's a little freer, and I really enjoyed painting that way too.
And did you spend some time in Giverny?
I'm sorry?
Did you spend some time in Giverny?
Oh, yes, I did. Okay. I do have lots of photos from that, and I have painted quite a bit of from my pictures there and memories.
Yeah, and well, what would you be without going to Giverny, right? Why would you go to France and not go to Giverny?
No, exactly.
So, Jane, tell me a little bit about what we're looking at behind me, this beautiful blue heron.
Well, I love to paint everything, but I am inspired by really my travels and my surroundings. And so in South Florida, you see a lot of the blue herons all the time. And I just think they're so incredible. And so I painted this one, and I wanted the heron to really stand out. So I wanted the background to be kind of impressionistic or abstract, while the bird himself is quite detailed. And it really just tends to make him pop, and you appreciate his beauty. And the background's there, which is pretty, but it's not the focal point.
Yeah, you've done a nice job of kind of blending two techniques here. I really appreciate that. So I want to talk a little bit about our live art series, Jane. Jane participated in Emillions Art live art series. We had 5 or 6 artists who participated in this. And to start out with, before we came up with this idea of a live art series, Millions was just launching, it was just opening, and we had an opportunity to participate in an outdoor project for Dinner on Fifth, which was the first of its kind. And Millions, took the corner at Fifth and Eighth and put about, I want to say 25 or so paintings out. Here's two of Jane. In the background, you can see this painting over here called Resolute, and the one closer to me, which is a floral that Jane is particularly good at and has mastered this technique. Jane, what did you think of this live art show?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was so nice because people could see the art, close up and kind of get to experience it, firsthand like that.
I was particularly impressed by the response. I mean, we had people, who came down just specifically for Christmas and got to participate in this, event, Dinner on Fifth. It was a 2-day event. And it was kind of a surprise for me because, I was like, oh, I need to do this. How am I going to do it? I actually had to go out and buy 20 easels just to put the artwork up because I didn't have, a place to even hang it. But after that, we really got to thinking over at Millions. We had a hard launch, which was really fun. And we had a ton of attendance there. We incorporated all kinds of different art from all our artists and as well as yours. I got to thinking about how we can draw more attention over the course of the season. And we did this live art series. And so I think we started that with you, and you were our first. And so I thought that was truly fun. Here's a picture of Jane behind me doing, or painting what she was painting that night. Jane, how was your interaction with the people and how was their reaction?
It was really fun, and I was surprised at how many people would stop and ask about, they wanted to see what I was working on, but they also wanted to know about technique and the canvas, and it was just very interesting, talking to all the different people. But the response was great. It was so awesome to talk to all the people and be able to share with them what I was doing.
So, was it easy working with us? Because, I actually, as, a showroom owner, like to know all the ins and outs. And I know that, I think people really enjoyed it in general. But, for me, it's always good to learn, what you loved about it exactly.
Well, it was very easy. I mean, I was nervous at first because I really normally just paint in my home studios. And so, I just had I was prepared with a smaller canvas that was easy to set up, but it was great. The people, everyone that stopped by was super friendly, and it was a really fun experience.
Well, that's great. And these paintings, by the way, you can see on emillionsart.com. So, anybody who's interested in one of Jane's works can visit our site and take a look at what she's got available, what we have available. I want to touch a little bit on, where Jane has been and where she's going. So beyond the live art series, which we will probably be continuing next year through sheer demand, we were acknowledged in Gulf Shore Life for being on the best of the season list in trending art, which is exciting for all of us. Here at Millions and for all the artists, and it acknowledges all the efforts that my whole team and my artists have put in. So I'm really excited about where we're going. And recently we opened up an auction platform. We held an auction last week. We have one going on now. Jane's is coming up, and I want to show you a few works that Jane has done that we're going to be putting up on the auction platform. This particular one is called Static. This is absolutely, you know, a stunning piece. And wow, it makes a really great backdrop for me, Jane. I love it. But can you talk a little bit about it?
Yes, I just wanted to paint something that was vibrant and had a lot of electric, electric feeling to it. It has many layers, but I want it to be a bright, lively piece. Not too colorful, but just have a lot of like motion and excitement. And
Hey, when you do these, I mean, you know, I've noticed, you know, the pieces you bring are usually very heightened and happy. You know, is that, I mean, is this how you're feeling when you do them? Because you have to be like one of the happiest people I know.
because I get to paint all the time. Yes, but I'll see something in nature or on a trip, and I'm very excited about it, and I go home and paint it, and so it's always it's very exciting for me and very fun, and I love the different stages of each painting. You start with like your backgrounds and just the layers, but as you see them forming, it just is so exciting to me.
So do you, when you say layers, do you put down like a gesso or, you know, kind of just a coating, and then you start with one color and then you paint over it with another color? What do you, tell us a little bit about that.
So I make my boards and canvases with a homemade gesso with all natural ingredients. And then I either paint on linen or on canvas in some cases. And so, yes, I put on background colors, and then I'll layer, and I like using oil, and I use a lot of like linseed and stand oil if I want some areas to be more transparent and less opaque, if I want them to, or if I want them to maybe bleed a little bit. In this painting, I've used some metal leaf and also some like metallic gold paints and things like that. And so I do like blending a lot, so you can see some darker patches, but they kind of melt into the background at the same time.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're stunning. So, okay, we're gonna hit upon another artwork which is also going up for auction. This is called Aromatic, and also beautiful background. I just see my whole wall as a big mural, right? But this is a beautiful floral that Jane has done that's in the showroom as well. And this is going up for auction as well. We're going to be announcing it throughout the week so that you can see it's going on to www.emillionsart.com, and you can just hit the auctions tab and you'll see them come up. Also, you know, look for notifications on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. You'll be able to see announcements there and countdowns. Also, if we have your subscribed email address, you can get a notification there if you subscribe to emillionsart.com. Jane, tell me about this, and you know, where you were, what you were doing at the time. Were you just trying to perfect the technique, or you know, were you just in a mood to paint your back garden at the moment?
Well, this is a gardenia, which are the most fabulous smelling flowers ever, and I just love the petals are just amazing. They're fragile but thick at the same time. They're just the most beautiful flowers, and so I wanted to paint a very close up the beauty of the flower. So it's basically a portrait of a gardenia, and so I just loved the layers. It was so much fun painting it. It's challenging though, because the flowers themselves are so gorgeous. I want to do justice to nature, and so it's always challenging, but I love it. I love the challenge. Yeah.
The challenge must be in trying to get to pop off the canvas, right? You know, like you're just trying to, you know, reach the client's eye, you know.
Right.
I'm always looking for that painting as well. I feel like you've really achieved that goal. I mean, even the artwork behind you, the peonies there, okay, for me, they feel like they kind of pop off the canvas.
Oh, thank you, because that one is not finished, and that is just the first, stage. So it will have like 2 more layers of each little petal, to
Wow.
be perfect. So.
Wow. Wow. And you were telling me earlier that you have another one here in Naples, right?
Okay, so I started in Naples and then I've come back to Dallas, but again, I was passionate about painting that particular painting. So this is unique. I usually don't paint multiples of the same piece of art. And, but I loved it so much. I wanted to paint that painting. So I started one here. This one's smaller. It's still large. I can show you, it's a 30 by 40, but you can see it's still
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
The one in Florida is 60 by 48.
And what about the one? Yeah, that one. I mean, that's a new one, correct, as well.
It is, and this is a 48 by 48.
Okay. And what do you call this?
Um, this is Pursuit.
Pers-
So, yes.
Yeah, pretty, pretty. Okay, so I have that on my backdrop right now. Jane sent me a picture. And this one's coming to Emillions Art, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. We're excited. Yay. It's always good to, get new works from Jane because the response is so good. Which brings me to the last painting going up on Emillions Art auction. This is Resolute. And Resolute, Jane and I, we've spoken about this in the past. This probably has one of the biggest responses at Emillions Art. There's something about the way Jane has captured light and dark and implemented content into an abstract painting. It's really a very tricky and difficult task to achieve. So impressed, Jane, that you could capture that intent because it's not an easy task. And I sound so academic here. I don't really mean to. It's just that I'm always impressed when an artist can really work towards a goal and achieve it. And then, frankly, they're good at more than one type of art, and you've managed to capture kind of a realism technique with your florals, and then this abstract technique where you have content in your abstract with intent, and I really love it. So this one also will be going up for auction. Jane, where were you when you painted this?
In Naples.
Yeah, down like it on the.
So there's a dock area and it's beautiful. Like first thing in the morning especially in the summer, the clouds in Florida are amazing in the summer. So
Yeah.
I love the early morning walk either on the beach or on the bay.
So are you pictures when you're going out, or what are you doing?
I'm sorry?
Are you taking pictures of what you're going to paint?
Yes, I take pictures and then I bring them back and sometimes I combine multiple ideas from different pictures that
Cool.
that's where I get my inspiration from.
Yeah, that's really cool. So this will also be going up for auction. So we have 3. We have static and aromatic and resolute. And I'd like to just recall your attention to this artwork, which is something new that Jane's been working on. Jane, do you have any plans for kind of evolving into a kind of a new area? Are you kind of pretty happy where you are right now?
Well, I'm always changing, but I am happy. This is kind of a new area for me. I had in the past done more landscapes and still lifes that had, the still lifes were detailed. There was a lot more in them. So I'm painting larger formats and a little more modern and close up. So it's using the skills that I would have used in like a still life, but I just think they're more modern and clean and a little more focused. And the same things with the abstract. It's just, it's so free. But yet I'm using a lot of the skills that you need in a Flemish or detail painting with the blending. And that makes you have some soft parts, some parts will be more purposeful brush strokes, and the others can blend in the background. So
are you finding anything particularly challenging that, like you just can't seem to get it and you keep trying?
well, okay, the painting I'm working on right now with the flowers, it's always, every painting's challenging because every time I'm picking a new, well, I'm still painting flowers. I have not painted the peonies before.
Right.
And so each painting always is challenging, but that makes you grow as an artist. So,
Right.
it would be boring to me if I just painted the same thing over and over. For me, I kind of need the challenge.
Oh, I would think so, yeah.
So sometimes I'm frustrated, but then that's why I'm working always on like multiple paintings at the same time. So I can go from something very detailed to something that's completely different, and it's refreshing for me to go back and forth.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay, well, Jane, you have any questions for me or anything I can help you with?
No, just
Well, then,
being able to sell my paintings. So.
well, let's get the community involved, because I think we could freshen our houses and get you into the corporate offices as well and collect it. So, okay, the auction platform is up. I encourage you to visit. I encourage you to visit emillionsart.com. We'll be doing these podcasts at least every other week. We're finding it a little more challenging in this time to get it done every week. It sounds crazy. You'd think we'd have more time, but we actually have less. And with the auction platform, we encourage you to visit it frequently. We have some fabulous artists coming up, some very inspirational artists on top of Jane. We have Denise Cummings coming up, and Carol Colicchio also coming up, as well as we're going to do a highlight on Dario Campiel, he's going to do a virtual show. And on top of that, we'll probably have a visit with Jen Sonnenberg, our 89-year-old artist who's lived her life in art. We hope to see you soon. Thank you for visiting Virtually Emillions. Have a great day.